I knew I can sell this company for $1 billion. As a matter of fact, we were at the table with some of the biggest private equity firms, KKR, Ceres, Pincus, Apollo, Soros, for $1.6 billion. I won it all cash.
If there's ever a success story that's out there, this is one.
Bobby Castro is the ultimate rags to riches story. With only a 9th grade education, Bobby founded Bankers Healthcare Group and turned a $25,000 investment into
upwards of $1 billion.
He started with a little, grew it to a lot.
He's a recipient of the Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year Award.
Having achieved financial freedom on his own terms, he wants to teach others how to achieve unprecedented results.
How do you manage your mindset in your PMA?
So what I look at is I'm purely about solutions. And having a business, you're gonna obviously and always have interruptions. You're gonna have struggles, you're gonna have challenges. There's gonna be constant, you have to expect it. But I started really focusing on the solutions. But what allowed me to get there, Margarita, first, I used to be a flash dancer. And a flash dancer, I used to have all the watches, the cars. That was more important to me. And it got me unfocused of really dealing with issues. I would deal them with reverse. And all you need, guys, is to have the belief. I guarantee you, there's a solution. You're going through a marriage issue, there's a solution. You're going through an event right now in your business, there's a solution. If you just focus on what is that solution and not focus on the issue, and what happens here, this is where you need to surround yourself with good skill set people in business. They're all about the solution, not about the issue. And in the beginning, it was tough for me to address it because I started surrounding myself with skill sets. Because when we built our business, what's the first thing we do? We hire friends and family.
Yeah.
It's the only people I knew. And then the business grows, the skill set is not there,
yeah.
And then we keep them on too long, and that became a complication for us, and that was a breaker for Sophie and I. It broke us through a solution. What's a real solution? The solution is the obvious that you don't want to do. We had to fire all the family members in one day. It was like the Godfather Mafia thing in the movie.
Wow.
But we confronted the solution. We didn't beat around the bush.
Yeah.
And if we do that as entrepreneurs and personally, it's incredible because it provides a solution. Like, wow, it got me out of it.
Yes. Yes. So would you say that the quality of your life depends on the quality of your questions?
Yeah, absolutely. Right. And they bring the right people in your life. You know, when you have this PMA DNA, and everybody has it here, and the reason you have that, when you were a child, you were so kind, you were full of smiles, you were so happy, everyone, and then when we grow up, that changes because people change us. And people skills are very important on PMA because it allows you to attract. I became a magnet with people wanting to do business with me because I just was becoming myself. I didn't have to impress them no more. I wasted so much energy trying to impress. And then I started realizing, man, I'm freaking awesome.
I love that. Woo! Yeah. That's great. I'm freaking awesome. I love it.
You know, and it's not what you say, it's how you say it as a leader. A lot of us lose our way. So again, it's not what you say, it's how you say it, including Sophie and I, when we interact, tones, that it always has to be inviting. And then it became just a way of our life. And what happens? Kindness appears.
Yes.
And kindness is the most powerful thing.
Yes. What about Sophie and you are like way up here on the finance scale, and I know you say it's never enough, and I love that. We were talking about that before, but a lot of people feel that they're just taking baby steps to understand, like investing, real estate, like you said, there's so much noise, crypto. What would you suggest to some of these people that are having good success and they wanna, learn how to move their money, how to make smart moves so they can create generational wealth?
It is so easy, guys. Remember I talked about curiosity? So I'm gonna give you a few websites and you can start there. And these are free resources. Barrons, BARRONS.com. Get acquainted with that paper. Financial Times, FT.com.
Pitch
Book, PITCH Book, BOOK. Now that's all about how to sell your company. What is it worth? What's your valuation? So you don't make the mistake I did. When we sold it on 250 million, we gave it away. I had no clue. But if I had some insight like I'm giving you, I would have got 400 million. The power of that and what the buyers are looking for, that's pitch book. There's another one, CHATHAM Financial.com. That will show you where interest rates are going. It'll give you the 1 month SOFR that used to be called the LIBOR. It'll give you the 10-year Treasury, which is the most important index to follow, guys. 10-year Treasury. Use ChatGPT and say, Bobby Castro says it's very important. It'll tell you something. 10-year Treasury, the 5-year Treasury, the 7-year Treasury. Why it's so important to you, it's connected to each and every one of us here. This is how the wealthy become wealthier. It's amazing when you have this information, but information, guys, is useless unless you're ready for it. See what happens? Preparation. When preparation meets opportunity, magic happens. You're always in front of opportunities. You're in front of someone like me right now, but you need to be prepared. Preparation. It's almost when I went to that conference. The only reason I was able to meet somebody, I manifested it, Margarita. I knew this conference can change my life, and I had intentional effort. See, the information is worth nothing if you don't really understand the information, and the reason you don't understand the information, you're distracted, or if you don't even know about some of these websites, ask yourself, why don't I know about these websites? Start changing some people in your life.
And let's finish with this. You just used a word that's controversial, manifestation. I believe in manifestation because of the mind. Other people think it's just like woohoo, you know, like you sit in your house watching Netflix and you're going to manifest $1 million. And you and I know that's not true, right? So do you visualize? Do you like truly believe in something before it happens?
Yes. So what happens to me, like everyone does New Year's resolution. Mm-hmm. Like at the end of 23, each of you set goals out, and you put some big goals.
Yes.
And I'm going to manifest. It doesn't happen. So me and Sophie, we do this every year. We just did our goals for 2025, but we were not fixated on the goals. We did reverse engineering of how we're going to actually accomplish it. And then we started manifesting, and we're saying, okay, this makes sense. When it starts making sense, it becomes clearer. We started manifesting our life. Mm-hmm. I mean, I knew I can sell this company for $1 billion. As a matter of fact, we were at the table with some of the biggest private equity firms, KKR, Ceres, Pincus, Apollo, Soros, for $1.6 billion. But me and Sophie wanted freedom. I wanted all cash. I didn't want to be an employee no more. It was a very long battle. I manifested that sale.
Yes.
But I was working on the manifestation.
Yes, exactly.
I was creating it.
Yes. And you believed it, that you were going to... Yeah.
I was seeing this. Every day was proof of work.
Yes. Awesome. ¿Qué les pareció? Bobby Castro. Bobby, thank you. ¿Alguien quiere hacer una pregunta? One question? Can we take one question?
Yeah, let's get a few in.
Hi. You are successful now, and you are already a magnet to attract the right people. But in your path to become what you are now, how you manage to attract the people when you were not what you are now?
So I miss a little bit of the story, and I go into it in my book. And please, not because I'm trying to promote the book. I just want to touch another Bobby and Sophie and say this is possible. Sophie and I, when we left her parents' house, when we moved out, Sophie and I left a zip code. We moved 40 miles north where we didn't know anybody. So when you put yourself in a naked environment, you start receiving new information. Because I realized my weakness was distraction. As I'm getting new information, because I'm curious, I kept getting inbound from some of my family, my friends, other people that I'm surrounded with, and it becomes conflict. It becomes really skewed, and you're all over the place, and then you realize I'm stuck. Sophie and I were so radical for a better life, a better marriage, a better outcome. We left Hialeah and we went to Weston. I didn't know anybody in Weston. That's how bad we want to change. So in order to receive change, you have to absolutely change. Not just yourself. You're not going to change without changing things around you. But if you keep adding more people to the boat is going to sink. You got to, in big corporate America, Jack Welch, in my opinion, was the best CEO that's ever lived for GE. He had a mandatory every year, the bottom 10% is let go. Because if you don't let go of people in your life, you're never going to really hear or see or believe the information you're receiving. You could be at this conference with Margarita, and it's like, wow, that guy was brilliant. It makes sense what he's doing. And then you go out, and you're back on the crack doing the same thing before. Nada, doing nothing.